Amazing beautiful people, welcome back to another anime reaction video. I've simply been reading the comments, picking what you guys have been recommending and reacting to it. That's what I've been doing. And I've seen a random video pop up my recommendations and I'm a little bit worried about it. Redo of Healer. I'm worried about it because I've heard a few things about this, and as what I've heard is never to watch it. That's it. People go, redo of Healer, never watch it. Never watch it, don't watch it, never watch it. But then people are like, you know what you should watch? This video. It's by Scamboli Reviews, link to their channel in the description, and it's called Redo of Healer is an Issue. Let's watch this. This is gonna be crazy. You guys want more Halloween videos? I don't think anything gets more horrifying than what I've heard about this. So like, subscribe, let me know in the comment section what other anime reactions you want to see on this channel, and let's jump into my first time ever reaction to Redo of Healer is an Issue.
Redo of Healer is the newest anime everyone's apparently upset about. It glorifies some really nasty stuff we'll talk about later. In fact, if you're not comfortable hearing about topics that rhyme with crepe or grape, it's a good idea to tune out now. I'll see you next week. But even more importantly, what's...
Well, this is gonna be an interesting fucking video.
truly wrong about Redo of Healer is how...
Okay.
fucking stupid this anime is, and how we've all just accepted that because something is shocking and tries something different, that means it's good. I don't know much. I talk about anime for a living and I sell crack under a bridge, but I do know that this is some bullshit. If you disagree with that, watch the video and hopefully I make you laugh anyway.
I actually have been saying this a little bit recently because I feel like one of the ways, right, basically, one of the ways to get me like emotional in any kind of anything is children. Like as a father and stuff, it hits me on like a personal sort of level, right? And I definitely have noticed that people are starting to just use kids as like an instant shock value. Like they'll have like babies or kids or infants or anything like that to like just instantly shock people. And it is becoming very repetitive that it's now losing its strength. And I am noticing that. It seems to be like the cheap card to try and shock someone.
I have to talk about this constantly and don't really feel like thinking too hard, so I'm just gonna
I don't even know what this anime
out there
is.
and retell the story for those of you who haven't seen it yet.
Alright. Gonna be honest, I'm not that fussed about spoilers. I don't plan on ever watching this.
G.O.T, a guy who, in a world of mythic heroes, is granted the healer class. There's other classes like people who use swords or magic, but the healer class heals people using healing magic.
Sounds nice.
So anyways, his cum is like steroids and everybody wants it. Gimme, and drug him up for years to use him as a breeding stud by getting him so addicted to drugs that he has no choice but to listen to them to get his drugs. And before you ask, no, this isn't the stupid part yet. One day, after years of being their S-word slave, he gains a drug resistance ability that lets him wake up and be like, hey, you guys said this was Denny's, and remembers everything. He wasn't at Denny's. He was getting his cheeks blasted for 4 years. So he does the only reasonable thing. He lets it happen for another couple months for good measure. Then, after his companion...
Wait. Hold on. He was getting his cheeks blood. But he's a dude. How does this world? I don't even know if I want the answers to these questions.
Are killed. Finally, he unleashes his powers of super speed, strength, and teleportation. That's healing magic. After defeating the Demon King, he gets an artifact to increase his magic power and uses healing magic to heal the world and reverse time. So he returns to the past, and to get his drug resistance stat early to prevent this whole part, he shoves a bunch of shrooms at his mouth and trips in the forest. He's then escorted to the castle to meet the king, because he's a healer now. And the king's all like, good. Fuck, what did the king say? Get this guy some water. He's a healer. The king is happy that he's a healer, so everyone's like, cool. And then G.O.T's like, cool, so we don't have to do the whole slavery thing? And the king's like, ooh. Your bedroom will be on the right. G.O.T tries to get some sleep after talking to everybody, and one of the maids busts in because, remember how I told you his seed is magic? Yeah, his semen allows people to break through their level cap, because of course it does. The maid busts down against his will, but luckily he uses healing magic to absorb XP from the people that break into his room at night, because of course he can. The next day, the princess of the...
Wait, so Redo of Healer does involve like the S word, like a lot of it. Is this an anime? Is it an ecchi, or is it the other one? Okay, so he lets it happen even though he's incredibly young, which seems to just be fine in so many anime for some fucking reason. And then he absorbs XP from them. Does he like take back what he gives them, or like how, I don't really know.
Kingdom is like, heal the swordsman chick. So he heals her and goes. We then find out that he gets to steal skills from people when he heals them. So now he's a master swordsman because of course.
So he's literally Rogue from the X-Men. right?
Of course he is. This is all building up to a very stupid climax, I promise. The princess starts talking shit about him in his sleep. Oh, he can only heal people's arms and stuff. He's useless. Give him heroin. But what she doesn't know is that the hero is actually awake during all of this. He's calculated their every move with complete accuracy. The hero summons all of his wits, all of his knowledge to draft an unbeatable plot to not let them steal his ass. He's gonna let them. For 6 months. This is what's called checkmate. Wait, what? Why are we doing this? He claims he needed to go through the yes honey treatment for 6 months so he could steal people's experience while he healed them, but couldn't he like not? If he knew the prince,
I thought he was like super overpowered and stuff. What? What? What the? What?
Princess would do this to him for being useless. Why did he adamantly refuse to heal anybody in this scene? Even if it fails, he loses nothing. Would it not be more useful to show that you're a great service to the heroes and then steal experience from the most powerful people on the planet? Yes, that would actually make too much sense. We need to show the viewer that these people are over-the-top crazy lunatics to justify this next scene. This
literally reminds me of that random-ass intense scene that they had in G.O.T. If you know, you know.
is the one that pissed everybody off. He sobers up after 6 months and he can finally strike back and escape, so he waits a couple more days for good measure.
Okay, yeah,
and disguises himself as a knight to request an
This
audience
guy-
with the princess. When he's in
This guy might have some sort of issues. You know, have we come to think that maybe he's into this? Like the fact that he can break out at any time but chooses to stay. Like this should raise some questions.
private with her, he begins his revenge by breaking her fingers one by one.
All right, fair enough.
If she screams, she gets the pipe. If she's silent, she can go. I don't know how much of this I can show, but it's pretty fucked up and weirdly satisfying, kind of like those slime videos with the ukulele music. It stops being weirdly satisfying after this line. As you can see here, they're clearly dancing. There's some ushy-gushy sound effects and a lot of screaming like it's the fucking jellyfish jam. The whole 3 minutes is pretty uncomfortable and detailed. It's genuine hentai. To wrap this up, he brainwashes her into losing her memory and changes her face so that they can run away from the kingdom together and be in a loving relationship after he got done wrestling her.
Did she do this to him? So hold on. He was her, you know, fluid for a while. And then his idea of revenge was to do it to her? Or did she never do it to him? So she was banging him and then he decided to do that. I'm so fucking why has anyone watched this?
That's what we're gonna call the R word. It's all much less tame than I'm making it sound, chock full of him being abused in horrible ways. I just gotta keep this family friendly. There's a lot to talk about with that story, but I'm gonna let this section do the talking.
This just sounds awful.
The best thing to come out of Redo of Healer are the reactions. Holy fuck, it's a war zone out there.
Oh yeah? The reactions, huh?
You got the babies. I'm 13 and this doesn't faze me. Hentai is my life.
Is that real?
And me and my boys share codes. What you gonna do? Holla my mum? There's no point in watching hentai if you can't come. I can come, bitch. The edgelords. She f***ing deserved it. I would f***ing mutilate her over and over again. He should have done so much more to her. You are very, very, very retarded. More edgelords. As someone who is well versed in wickedness, drenched in evil, and vile to their core, I must say the worst thing he did to her was erase her memories. Your memories are the core of Just say you're a little bitch and leave. Nobody will care once you stop watching because you can't handle an animated show. I'm going to hell for this. There's a
Jesus Christ, I think these are real. At first I thought they were just him. I thought they were him, like, playing characters. I'm now realizing these are just some fucking weirdos out there who say... But please, like, if you're watching this reaction right now, just remember, if you ever say, like, as someone who's, like, really badass, as someone who had to fight somebody, as someone who's very well versed in it, you just instantly sound like a dick. You just instantly sound like a dick, and no one thinks you're cool, and everyone thinks you're a dick. you just lose all kinds of credibility. Don't ever say that. Right now, one of you watching this, one of you at least has said shit like this. Just know that when you did, everyone just immediately thought you were a dick. Okay? Keep it to yourself.
Special place in hell for us. It's called a throne. One downvote. The philosophers. Human morality isn't that complex. There are few differences over time and regions, but morality...
As a community, the anime community, we're just fucking embarrassing. Like, these are our people! These are our people, man!
Morality almost have a similar base. Look at slavery. Slavery existed in the world for thousands of years. How every morality dictated around the world that though someone was a slave, there were limits. And whatever the hell this conversation is. MC gets tortured. Lib meh, who cares? MC does the same thing to a girl. Lib cancel it now! What stupid logic you got?
I have found you, Joe Biden.
It's also very
I have found you, Joe Biden. Oh my god! Oh, that got me. Oh my god, the way he said that. I have found you, Joe Biden. Oh my word, that was so funny. Oh, that was good. Oh man. Honestly, there isn't any kind of logic here. Just because someone did something to you doesn't justify you doing it back to them. But at the same time, whoever wrote this has an issue because it's just weird. It's so weird.
Very easy to find complete polar opposites in the reaction community. This has got to be one of the most divisive pieces of media I've ever seen.
Really? It's just not good.
This man just slapped her with his pee-pee.
But the one thing I haven't been able to find...
Alright, well, I don't know who that guy is, but I don't feel like I'd get on with that guy.
are these libtard snowflakes everyone's talking about. I just see a bunch of paranoid schizophrenics. Why is this rated so low?
It's the SJW, or the feminists, remember?
We should tick off these Twitter whispers.
Man, people really are just fucking stupid. Like, the whole world just immediately labels other people as these entire broad fucking brushes, and then just... There's so much divisiveness these days, man. Like, it's these people and these people, it's those people. Can we not come together? You know, I remember growing up and talking to people and literally being like, that side is stupid and that side is stupid. Both stupid. And now it's like, gotta be this side, otherwise you're a dick.
To have such a meltdown. This guy,
just remember, okay? Both sides are fucking stupid. Both sides absolutely fucking stupid, okay? And that's fine. It's fine to say both are stupid, and it's fine to go, I don't really agree with you. I agree with you a little bit more, but overall, I don't really agree with you either. So, you know what? Fuck both of you. That's okay.
I don't even know what's going on.
You're allowed to say that.
And why are people trying to cancel this anime? I think it's a good anime with great reason for what he's doing. All these snowflakes out there can F off and find a more vanilla anime. There are so many of these comments that I'm not showing, and so I went digging.
Oh, people love saying the word snowflake, don't they?
Constant comments on my channel to check it out. Hundreds of comments about it being ragged on.
Really?
Apparently TikTok is where the show is being canceled. I made a TikTok account just for this, and I can't seem to find a single big video trashing the show. I did find one chick that made a negative video. She said, hey, if you have problems watching this type of content, just don't watch it. I tried it out and regretted it. That's it. Very respectful. Didn't urge people to dislike bomb it. Nothing. From what I saw during my scroll, as I probably put on screen, no one is trying to cancel this show. It's mostly memes. So I went deeper. I went to where the blue-haired girls with Xanax addictions love to pretend to be upset about things. Twitter. In a simple search of redo of healer show.
Twitter. Welcome to the cesspool of the internet. Welcome to Twitter, man. Welcome to Twitter. Twitter is the one place where every dickhead goes to talk about how much of a dickhead they are. And then people like me go on there and get surrounded by dickheads, and then we think the entire world is full of dickheads, when really we've just walked into the dickhead factory and we're surprised that this is where they make dickheads. Twitter is not everybody in the world, all right? Twitter is just Twitter.
Shows me nothing.
If you go to a place where all the bad people are, don't be surprised when everyone around you is bad.
Said about things. Twitter. And a simple search of redo of healer shows me nothing. Just memes. Everyone is mutually laughing about how crazy the show is. I even checked again a day later, and the only thing that changed is some girls cosplaying as one of the characters. I'm not saying there aren't people upset about the show. Of course there are.
Hey bro, that's your algorithm.
That's your algorithm. Big ass conspiracy against the show. People just don't like it. And believe me, I really wanted to make a video talking about how it's stupid to try to cancel a Japanese cartoon as if some office is going to be like, oh, the 19-year-old white girl from Ohio is offended. Shut it down, boys. That's really funny.
What the hell?
I really wanted to respond to these people. They're just not there right now. It's cringe to me that the most common thing I see in discussions is that this anime is great, and the only reason someone could dislike it is because they're snowflakes. Or they could dislike it because it's
dog shit. It's dog shit. Yeah, let's be honest. Just because something has a shock value to it doesn't mean it's good. Look at the Saw movies. The first movie, good. Second movie, good. All the others are totally shit. Every single one of them, not good. They add shock value and it doesn't make it good. Just because you add a shocking scene doesn't make it good, you know? The shocking scene is what makes it good. Look at Oshinoko, the first episode, right? That episode is amazing. But it's not the shocking scene in the first episode that makes it amazing. The fact that the episode is amazing is what makes it amazing.
Now, man to man, I want you to tell me if this is good writing. When he meets the king, he goes by Kiaru. But when he goes into hiding and disguises himself, he changes his name to Kiaru-ga. I want you to tell me if that's good writing. Okay, so
great.
healing magic lets you absorb the knowledge and skills of whoever you're trying to heal,
Luke,
and everyone in the world thought healers were useless. That's what you're telling me.
Luke.
You're also telling me that magic can heal the world, change your
Luke, for
appearance,
sure.
and one-shot enemies. No, because none of that involves healing. Don't call it healing magic if you're just gonna make shit up as soon as you want the character to do something cool. That's not good writing, that's improv. So let's talk about why the show's so lacking in my opinion. The whole anime is just, what the fuck, Windows Protector? The whole anime exists just to be brutal revenge wish fulfillment, which by itself would be fine if the show had literally anything else to offer. What is anyone who enjoys the story saying besides, wow, it's so different, this is crazy stuff? Nothing.
That's a good point. That's a very good point from Scamboli here. Literally what he's saying. If people aren't talking about anything outside of the shock when it comes to this anime, that should be a sign on its own, right?
Because that's all it offers, and it's cool if that's why you're here. It's perfectly fine to enjoy a show for your own reason. I don't really care about that.
I agree.
It's not my place to please what people like.
Yeah.
But to pose it as if it's bigger than mindless violence and edginess, and that the character and story are well written, is just silly. The story itself has nothing to say. You can literally predict how a scene will end as soon as it's on screen. This is entirely live. You can see I'm recording. He's going to buy a slave. I'm willing to bet my life. All right, I'm willing to bet all of my YouTube subscribers this mother is about to find a female slave. I promise. I put it on my life.
Okay, I'm gonna do one better. He's gonna find a female one. She'll be skinny, like wearing probably like she'll either be wearing like revealing kind of torn up clothes, or she'll be wearing a rag with just her legs showing. Very skinny, very small. All right.
He's probably gonna look around. He's gonna see a bunch of slaves in caves that are all in cages that are all scared.
And one will be, and then one will be like a skinny girl on the floor, probably her legs out of like a rag, and she'll be skinny on the floor.
He's gonna find like a female beast girl.
Literally just
Double
like
points
that.
if it's lolly. He's gonna find like a scared beast girl to and he's like, oh, this one looks good at combat.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
Oh, strike one, baby! No, he's male, not her. Him. She doesn't have that many bright colors. Not her.
It will have to be. Oh, is it a beast girl?
Let's fucking go! It's
of
too
course.
Easy. This show's stupid. Every character here is a one-dimensional evil person for the sake of being evil. There is no depth to why people do what they do. By the way, unscripted, there's not a single likable character on this entire show. The princess locks Kiaru up in a sex dungeon because she's a bit of a mean person, and every single person in the kingdom is super down with it. Why? Why is the main chick you're supposed to hate the hottest character on the show?
That's the problem with the like one-dimensional things. That's the problem here. Like, if a character, like, because this is what really does, like, take you out of a good story, is if you have a character that is literally just like, that's the angry character, that's the flirty character, that's the intelligent character. It's like, that's not how you write a character.
Why did the author make the main characters come magic? Why are there so many scenes of the character being wrestled? The answer is simple. It's because this show is weirdo shit. I'm not saying you're weird for watching it or blah blah blah, who cares. I'm just letting you know that the people who this anime is made for are into this sort of wrestling fantasy. That doesn't mean if you're watching and enjoying it you need to seek help. And even if you're into this type of thing, who cares? There's been hentai out there with far worse plots for years that no one seems to care about. It's only suddenly a problem when it's in anime form.
I don't know. I mean, if you're into torture corn, that I would say that is a little bit strange. Like, I'm gonna be real. I know I shouldn't be shaming here, and I might get some flack for saying this, but if you're into the idea of someone brutally attacking, assaulting somebody, and then doing something like that, I don't think that's normal. Maybe that's a really controversial take these days. Who knows? Maybe right now I'm getting cancelled for that statement. People are like, how dare you say that, sir? I love it when my character beats someone within an inch of their life and then takes them. That is what I call refined. Let me just take some of my pipe over here and drink my cognac, you know? So, good to you. Tip my fedora. Controversial take, I think that's a little bit fucked up.
Television, which is easily accessible by children. Yeah, as I'm editing, I think I kind of caught that one. Bad point right there. I'm just bringing this up to explain that every element in the show is just a mechanism to execute the weird shit. His cum is magic. That's so everyone in the show can take advantage of him. It could have been his piss, spit, blood. Nope, it had to be baby gravy because the author had a choice. Could he just do it in a jar? No, they have to take it from him. Why? Because this gives them an excuse to act out the intended viewer's fantasy on the totally super hot girl and future girls. The characters are as evil as possible for no real reason that we see on screen.
Don't you think it's not an accident that the fact that the girl that's doing this to him is the most beautiful girl that we have seen so far? Like, that's not an accident. That's clearly the whole point.
Specifically so this plot could work.
It's literally like in High School DxD, the characters that are always going to end up fighting Issei and therefore having their clothes removed at some point are always the most beautiful characters.
You could have just milked the guy and left him alone. That actually sounds kind of nice. Just milk me and leave me the fuck alone. And I know that the intended viewer is supposed to be in full wish fulfillment kink mode because why else does he get a harem later in the series? I want you to tell me. Maybe I'm tripping. He goes around finding unrelated innocent chicks and turns them into his toys via slavery or drugs to make them more suggestible later in the manga. You might say, oh, it's human nature. Of course he's getting a harem because they made him crazy. Really? Thank you, Freud. I appreciate your input. I'm just not really convinced. Now you might be thinking, come on, Scam, you're crazy. It's about revenge. It's original and different than everything else. It has nothing to do with a power fantasy or some weird fetish. Oh, we're getting a comment. Damn, he was very brutal, but then again, she did made him suffer a lot. I would have done the same thing myself, to be honest. Huh. Seems like a little discrepancy. A big discrepancy, actually. Wait a second. Again, I'm not saying anyone who watches this is weird or wrong. That's stupid. I'm not even saying that the people who are watching it for the kinky business are weird or wrong. Out loud. I am...
Out loud! Out loud! That's my guy! You know what? I don't want to. I'm also not saying it out loud. Like honestly, if you watch this anime, props to you. Like, I don't know anything about it. I haven't even seen it. I'm judging based on this video and this video alone. If anything, I had no intention of ever watching this anime. Now I'm more curious than ever to actually watch it. And it's nothing to do with the kinky stuff, even though that is partly why, but not for the reasons that make me sound weird. It's just, I want to know if it's as bad as it is. Nothing I say can justify this, to be honest. You're all looking at me right now going, yeah, sure, whatever, Luke. Anyway, right, so... But I have to say, like... man, this is such a touchy subject. It shouldn't be touchy. If you enjoy people getting tortured and mutilated and then that seems strange. Like, I don't know why there's a controversial topic.
Saying that it's not intended to be anything more than senseless revenge hentai. That's who it's made for. It just so happens that you can find it entertaining for a few different reasons.
Sure.
The torture scenes that aren't sexual are pretty funny for me to watch personally. So the revenge can definitely be fun.
They are
fun. The show
isn't
deep.
The weird one?
The main character isn't complex, and almost every other element like the magic, the villains, etc. are thrown in there as an excuse to show you more crazy stuff. You can like the show in spite of that. Just quit saying that it's deep, and quit saying that it's only getting downvoted because people are sensitive. Just kidding, it doesn't really matter. People can have their own opinions. I'm gonna tell you mine, and maybe you'll be like, hey, I really haven't seen anyone trying to cancel the show personally. And now I think about it, why does healing magic have to come out as ween hole and make people level up? Huh. Or maybe your opinion's actually like, wow, he didn't do close to any research. There's a hashtag and everything for people trying to get the show off the planet, and then I'm gonna get proven wrong. But that's just my very quickly written thoughts that hopefully you like listening to, even if you don't agree. If you like this video, subscribe or comment. I reply to those.
I can listen to this guy.
We're also doing a video that takes more than 3 days to complete next week on an anime I actually like. What? Crazy. So yeah, see ya.
Man, Scamboli is my guy, man. I love this guy. I love his freaking voice as well. He's got such a good voice. Not a big fan of the random fucking video game content in the background. I'm so damn like anti that these days, and I know it makes me sound like an asshole, but I just feel like it's part of our whole like have to be constantly stimulated thing. This anime makes the future terrifying. Gotta be about fucking psychopath, surely. So, shout out my boy Scamboli. Link to his channel's in the description. The guy is a legend. I'm gonna say this right now before people come at me with pitchforks as well. I don't care. Like, I seriously don't care. Everyone is entitled to their own damn opinions, all right? Every single freaking person. The problem we have today is that everyone says my opinion is precious and then shits on everyone else's opinion, which just means you have no leg to stand on. If anyone watching this right now is immediately about to highlight how their opinion is the opinion and everyone else's opinion is shit, but then gets offended when someone is like against their opinion, you're an idiot, right? That you're just an idiot. You can't be a person who goes, my opinion is the best. No, it's not. You are the one. Like you're not. You can't be that, right? It's got to be a two-way street. So this is my opinion on these videos. Everything I've said is my opinion, just like it's Scamboli's opinion as well. No hate to that guy. Don't go after him. These are our opinions, just like everyone watching this have their own opinion on these sort of things, right? And I will respect yours, as you should respect mine, as you should respect Scamboli's. Everyone should respect each other's, right? Best conversations is one when we listen to each other and we have a conversation around it. We have actual discourse, you know? That's the best one. So that's something we should always try to do. If you can't respect someone's opinion, there's no one who should ever respect yours, all right? It's a two-way street. Treat others how you want to be treated. Nice and simple. Lessons that our parents taught us that a lot of us seem to be forgetting these days. So, with all of that said, I don't know anything about redo of Healer. It gotta be like, other than this video, I don't feel like this video should be considered a trailer for this anime, because it is clearly an opinion-based like thing, so it's going to be more leading towards negative stuff. So I don't know anything about this anime, but what I have heard about this anime is not to watch it, because it is hardcore, and based on what people know about me, they don't think I would enjoy it. Now, the idea of the revenge story playing out that way does sound strange. Like, I don't really get it. Like, I feel like The Walking Dead handled a similar revenge story in the comics quite well around Michonne. And that's all I'm going to say. If you've read The Walking Dead comics, you know what I mean. And you could go that direction, but it is, when you go the obvious fan service direction, it's not really realistic at that point, right? Also, anyone who commented and said, like, this is realistic, I would have done way worse, you are well weird. It's super weird, all right? Because it's a crime, and you're literally saying, I would have done worse than what is a crime. That is not a normal response, and you can't justify it by saying it's a fantasy anime, because what you're doing is making it real. If you're saying that you, as a real human being, would have done worse with your real human brain, that is verbalizing your intent for a crime. You're a weird person for saying that, all right? That, again, my opinion, but I think saying you're going to do a word that rhymes with grape is probably wrong. Yeah, controversial, isn't it, man? It's crazy. I think that's wrong. So, yeah, those people that he was showcasing that were all saying that is very weird to me. This anime looks so damn insane. It looks insane. It looks completely insane. Are there other anime out there like this? Like, what the hell? So this story is essentially dude with magic swimmers gets against his will for a long time, and then his idea of revenge against these people is to pretend that he can't do the things, so they do. So wait, hold on. He goes back in time, then decides to pretend that he can't do things, to make them him, and then after 6 months of them in him, when he could have whatever, he then her back for revenge. That's the opening. And then he erases her memory, they become a couple, and then he goes off and finds loads of other girls, which he manipulates into his random SEX cult. And they go around and fight things. But he has healing magic, but the healing magic can also attack people. And it's I guess it's called Redo of Healer because he rewinds time or something at the beginning as well. Can he do that again? Experience decided to rewind time to then go through a really horrible and traumatizing experience. But this time, it was of his own will. So it'd be like me being forced to go down a road full of brambles and thorns and glass and getting all cut up and screwed, and then I get to rewind time, and then I decide I'm just gonna fucking walk down it again. This anime sounds amazing. Oh man, please don't hate me. Be nice to me. I haven't seen the anime. All my opinions are based on this video and this video alone. I don't know anything about it. I'm maybe it's controversial to say not a fan of SA. I think that is not good. And maybe that's controversial. A whole anime directed around the idea of getting revenge using that as a tool doesn't sound that... You know what? People are right. That doesn't sound... Maybe this is just not for me. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. What a weird video. Well, it's Halloween. Like and subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to. Whichever comment gets the most likes, if it's anime related, I will do a reaction to it. Make sure you're subscribed before you leave a comment. That way I will get to see them because you get a little sticker next to your name. And that's it from me. As always, my friends, have you seen this anime? Is it as bad as this video makes it out to be? Is it better? Is the story a little bit better? What's your opinion as anime? Let me know in the comment section down below. Everyone, please be respectful. Please be kind. I will not take any kind of discrimination or unkindness in the comment section down below. That is not what this channel is about. We respect everybody's opinions over here, no matter how crazy they may be, all right? Please be kind and respectful. Have an awesome day. Yeesh. As always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.